you've ever wondered what it's like to party with Mike Pence during his college days, well, for one, you're kind of a strange person. And secondly, turns out it's not very fun. Turns out Vice President Pence was a bit of a party pooper and a narc. According to The Atlantic, Mike, which is apparently what they call him in Indiana. I have a nickname in Indiana. It's called Mike. No, that's your name. It's not a nickname. Ridiculous, right? He reportedly snitched on his Phi Gamma Delta fraternity brothers for the crime of having a keg at a party on his college's dry campus and ended up getting his entire frat house in trouble. That's awesome. Pence, then a sophomore at Hanover College, alerted the dean that his brothers were violating the small Presbyterian school's strict no alcohol policy. According to his former fraternity brother, Dan Murphy, telling Atlantic in a profile published on Tuesday. At the time of the incident, the fraternity was reportedly having wild parties, recreating its favorite scenes from Animal House, which had recently been released. Wow. Pence was not known as a particularly hard partier. Wow, no surprise there. But oversaw his brother's complicated plans to sneak in alcohol into the house and was in charge of ironing out any issues with adults if things went wrong. So they take the guy who's the least fun, right? Hey, Mike, can I call you Mike? I heard that's your nickname. Okay, since you're not a big partier, can you watch the door? And can you make sure that everything goes right so we can sneak in this alcohol and actually have a fun time? Yeah, sure, I can do that. Okay, so I guess he does that, and during one particularly rowdy party, the brothers found out that the dean just happened to be coming to the house. So they had to scramble, they had to hide their booze. Where are we going to hide it? What are we going to do? Well, I don't know if they were particularly successful at finding a great hiding place, but it wouldn't have mattered so much as the future vice president, when the dean came to the door, he said, "Oh, hey, Dean, great to see ya. By the way, we've got booze. Here's where it is." He proceeded to direct the dean straight to the kegs, telling the official they belonged to Phi Gamma Delta, according to his former brother. So the fraternity, I guess apparently, I've never been part of a fraternity, but apparently they have certain rules, right, or certain practices where whoever answers the door takes the fall, right? So as to protect the entire house, to protect the entire fraternity. But Pence, again, he's like, no, I'm not going to take the fall for this one. Fuck you. I'm going to go and basically tell the dean where the booze are. Now, after Pence had snitched, the entire fraternity was, of course, punished very harshly. Murphy told the magazine, quote, "They really raked us over the coals. The whole house was locked down." Sad. Pence's brothers were, of course, furious, but he maintained a good relationship with the administration. And that is the completely Pence thing to do. In fact, he was so beloved by school officials that Hanover offered him a job after he graduated, according to The Atlantic. So, hey man, well, would you look at that? Mike Pence is a narc that got rewarded for fucking over his entire house. Now, this is interesting and actually somewhat relevant because now we're looking at the Russia investigation, right? And we're looking at everybody around Vice President Mike Pence that seems to be getting in trouble. And now we even have news reports of Robert Mueller looking at talking to and having a nice little interview with Mike Pence next. Given his history of narking on people who have done things wrong, it wouldn't be a surprise if Pence starts narking on Trump. If that happens, here we go. I mean, look, his aides are nervous that Pence might be next, right? If he's anything now like he was back in college, who knows the damage that he could actually do? And if he knew anything about Flynn talking to the Russians about the sanctions before it was revealed that he had been lied to, well then, this could be damaging.